Well, friends, I am back today with another, what are we calling these? Jamerrill's recuperated in her chair video, but Mega Mama Q&A videos, this beautiful teal cupboard chat, I don't know, something. Anyway, if you are new here, my name is Jamerrill. Welcome to my channel. For the last 8 years on YouTube, we've been doing a lot of mega massive food in all its forms. And right now, you're watching me do a lot of mega sitting and resting for the next couple videos as I'm being kind on my body and just trying to heal as much as possible. If you want to know what's going on, there's some videos that precede this one. But let's just jump right into our Q&A today. We are going to talk about things like, do I really have a lot of children? How many children are here? Where are all these children? What is next on our house renovation project list? Do I plan to have any more children? What is up on my hair journey? Do I feel like we're in our forever home? How many chickens do we have now? And a whole lot more. Wanted to let you know real quick, friends, that you can save over 80% off with the Fall 2022 Super Mega Extravaganza bundle. It's over 1,600 pages. And in this new bundle, if you're looking for all of my popular mealtime sanity-saving food products, including cookbooks, freezer cooking guides, big batch cooking guides, meal planners, casserole packs, sheet pan meals, electric pressure cooker meal plans, the meal planning pages, grocery list, and so much more. You can get this Super Mega Extravaganza bundle for a limited time for over 80% off. It makes it less than $3 a pack. And as a special bonus for everyone who purchases the Fall 2022 Super Mega bundle for over 80% off, as a free special bonus, you also get my brand new Recession Buster bundle that's over $44 value. You get this brand new triple bundle for free. Just click the first link in the description below and save super mega big time today. Yay. So, quick health update. My back is feeling okay. My sciatic nerve situation is not fantastic, and I didn't want to spend too long on a health update, but for those of you who've been asking me about physical therapy and chiropractor and massage therapy and all of that, I have got to know all those things very well. I've been using a chiropractor for over 10 years now, but since my birth with Tobin and my kidney surgery, and after that is when my sciatic nerve really came to meet me. So I had Tobin in March 2021. I had my kidney surgery / E. coli off the charts. Lots of videos to share all that, but had that surgery August 2021. The sciatic nerve situation started very mild September 2021, just a few weeks after my surgery. Then I just dealt with it on a mild level until spring, probably March 2022. My sciatic nerve situation was so awful, like in order for me to roll over at night, I just had to scream out loud in order to turn. Very painful. I was to the point where I was only getting 2 to 3 hours a night sleep. I don't know what videos I was getting out then, somehow keeping it together. I think I was doing a couple like day in the life videos here and there, just doing what I could. So in March 2022, was continuing on with the chiropractor the whole time, and I had started and was doing massage therapy at my chiropractor. I was going every week for massage therapy, was going every week to the chiropractor. I also added in an in-home physical therapist at that time. I made some great traction with her. And I went and did a couple rounds of the cryotherapy, red light therapy, sauna therapy. We have a location in our area where you can go in, and for $35, you can do it all. So I did go in, and they also had these boots that they put on my legs that like massage the whole, I feel like the lymphatic system in my legs there was supposed to be good. Anyway, so I did a lot of that, but I feel like the biggest breakthrough I had was the in-home physical therapist. Of course, she's taught me stretches and things, but as far as sleeping at night, it was very simple. But again, I did not think of this because I was really struggling. She had me put pillows in between my legs when I lay on my side all the way down to my ankles. And after doing that for a few nights, the first night it was just a few hours sleep, and the next night it was like 4 to 6 hours sleep. And I want to say by like the 4th or 5th night, I was back to sleeping, full 8 hours a night again. And from there, it has only gotten better. So she continued, she was coming weekly, of course. when it was very acute. And then throughout the summer, we got to like every other week, and then I had some travels and things, so sometimes it just wouldn't work out. By end of August, I was moving into the Mega Mama kitchen, and here we are now. So I probably should have stayed more on top of, even if she was only coming like twice a month or once a month. I didn't see her at all for September. I obviously haven't seen her in October, so now I'm in talks with her again, like, okay, we need to, can you work me back in your schedule? Because obviously I need in-home physical therapy. So all that to say, my back feels fine, as in I'm not in acute pain with my back. I do know what that feels like. I don't have that right now, but I do feel caution with it. And my sciatic nerve, I've gone back to sleeping with the pillows like how she showed me. I've gone back to doing stretches that she had shown me, and it's just I don't know how this is all going to work out. You know, your guess is as good as mine. I'm hopeful that over the next few weeks, you know, and I'm going back to my chiropractor this week. I also haven't been doing massage therapy for probably 3 months. I'm going to add that. Basically, the whole slew of things that I started doing through the end of winter, all of the spring, and half of the summer, I need to put all those back in place. How do you take care of yourself, Jamerrill? How do you find time for yourself, Jamerrill? Well, apparently my self-care looks like chiropractor, massage therapist, physical therapy, and maybe we'll throw some more cryotherapy back in there. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it, but they deep freeze you real quick. Interesting science behind it. And it's called, I think it was called a Titan tank after the Tennessee Titans. They use it with a lot of professional football players. So anyway, my body has done a lot. I've also had some injuries. We all have our stories. This is just what I'm dealing with right now. In my video before this video, I tried to really break down my schedule and the systems and the processes and the delegation and the routines that I have going on in my life to make possible the things that I get done. And I've shared in that video and the one before it about how our schedule goes, how my filming schedule goes. So I'm not filming all day every day, or I don't feel like our schedule's broken up with all this filming that I need to do every week. So I film on Tuesday evenings, Thursday evenings, Friday evenings, and usually all day Saturday. Today is Saturday, and I did not start this video. It's like 6 now. Well, I got in my filming headspace about 5:30. I have locked the doors to the Mega Mama kitchen. Everybody's outside with Travis doing some other things right now and getting set up for our upcoming chicken butchering extravaganza, I guess, that we're gonna have. So now that it's Saturday evening, I'm able to sit here and do hopefully a couple of these Q&A videos for you. So right now, while I am being extra gentle to myself, again, I told you my self-care things that have been in place that are obviously going to be back in place, and I have been busting through all kinds of projects since this Mega Mama kitchen. You know, I'm a project busting through kind of gal anyway. You know, I wrestled the pig. You know, I was moving the couch around. I did not move this in here at all. Did not bring the jars up, did not load any of these. All of my people who look like me helped with that, so that has been helpful. I'm not rested in bed all day every day. Basically, the big thing I'm not doing right now is I'm not doing a lot with the animals right now, and I'm not doing long, massive cooking sessions right now, which I love so much, but I have to take a break from that for a few weeks. But there are some really fun things that are gonna come out that I've been able to do for you while I'm in my sitting, resting, filming time, and I hope you enjoy them. And I wanna tell you right now what it is, but you'll be seeing those coming up real soon. So I'm excited. So you will continue to get videos from me. I have a slew of Q&A questions that I took over here on Instagram also. And like, you know, my last video, I did a whole video about one very nice thorough question that I received. And I just thought this will be a whole video. Yeah. So anyway, today, Saturday, like I've been doing my normal mama stuff. I mean, I'm not picking up a bunch of kids and carrying them around. But besides Tobin, there are no other kids that need to be carried. And Tobin is like 19 months and a big beef of a boy and walking and running, and I don't have to carry him everywhere. So that was some good timing. But today, instead of doing massive food prep, we went to the library, we went to the park, we walked a very gentle trail that's at the park, we went to a new pizza place in town that also has a lot of like fun family games, air hockey type stuff. I didn't play that, but mom, chauffeur, fun provider, I took them to do those kind of things. So it's been a good day, and walking for me is really good. You know, walking has always been my favorite, but standing and then even sitting can hurt, and laying on my left side. These are all things, standing, sitting, laying on the left side I can have trouble with those things. Now I have been up moving a lot today and doing gentle walking today. So sitting right now feels good. I'm glad it worked out like that. Okay, on to the questions. Let's see. How many of your kids live with you? Isn't one married? So yes. So I've gotten that question in so many different forms. Also, in case you would like to know, I'm drinking my nettle tea. I'm supposed to drink my nettle tea 1 cup a day, and also 1 cup of red leaf raspberry tea. So that is the teas I will be working through during this Q&A. So I am a mom of 9. So the children are ages 19 months, 5, 7, but the 7-year-old's about to turn 8 because we have our winter birthdays coming. 9, but the 9-year-old's about to be 10. 11, but the 11-year-old's about to be 12. 13, 16, 19, and 22. The 22-year-old, he's an old man, he's married, he's a dad, he's out doing all of his great things out in this world, out in the universe. So no, he has not lived at home for several years, but we do still have 8 of our children ages 19 months through age 19 at home, plus 3 other adults. Their ages are 43, 46, and almost 75. So that's where, because sometimes people say, why do you still say family of 11 when your son is married? Or why do you still say family of 11 when there's not 11 of you there? But there is 11 of us here, so that's how I got that math. And then of course, you know, I feed 11 all day, every day. But there are days that I'm feeding 14 or 15. Sometimes I'm feeding 13, 14, 15, several times a week. But I stick with family of 11 because that's what I have steady every day. There's also times where we may have 1 or 2 other families here and have 22 people, you know, snacks for 22. There's also a monthly event that I host that might have 30 people or so. So it just all adds up, and those are the people swirling around here. And so these questions will not be in any order. We're just gonna do a round table with just me at the table, taking all kinds of questions. Okay, in hindsight, if you could change anything about the Mega Mama kitchen design, what would it be? I'm looking, what would I change? I don't think I would change anything. I've been in here about 2 months now. I mean, I'm so happy with how this precious little sitting area, you all helped me with it. I'm so happy with how this has come together. The table works out well. I mean, when we do have 11, 14, or 30 people in here, like, we have room and we still have seats available. So that's a nice feeling. It's not like big gaping room. I mean, we don't have a ballroom, but you know, we can host. It's nice. I don't have any regrets. Maybe in a year I'll say, okay, well maybe this or that, but there's nothing that we're missing. I know a lot of people have been concerned about the fact that we do not have a half a freezer or a full freezer in this kitchen. But in my history of kitchens, I've never had a big freezer in a kitchen, and even like, you know, the little half freezers, they just get jammed up so quickly. So for the last almost 3 years in the baby kitchen, that bottom freezer was just a disorganized mess. Blame it on me, sure, but I was always going to other freezers to get what I really need, like to get 15 pounds of ground beef, or to get 20 pounds of chicken, or to get tubs of ice cream, or whatever, fruit for smoothies. It was never consistently in that freezer. I mean, I guess we might have had like strawberries for smoothies in there, but yeah, that was just like the door I wanted to keep shut. But I'd go to the other freezers to get what we really needed. Same thing at my forest house. I would have to go out the kitchen door into the garage where I had my freezers there. And that's where my freezer stuff was. Not so much, I mean, like ice cubes might be in that one, but not the big bulk stuff that, like, when I need to go to the freezer, when I need to get something out of the freezer, like I need to get something out of the freezer. And anything I need to get out of the freezer is not going to be in a single kitchen, small kitchen freezer. So I haven't missed a thing. And I haven't had any real user-friendly freezer space in my kitchen anyway. So that's why the Mega Mama commercial 47 cubic feet refrigerator has been perfect. And the ice maker on the countertop, like, we knew when we designed this that we were gonna have a nice big ice maker on that countertop. Like, that space was for the ice maker. So I don't feel like I'm missing anything, because that was always the ice maker space. There was no other plan for that. And it's not even, I don't think it's quite 2 feet. It might be 18 inches that it takes up there. I mean, it's deeper, but it goes under the little awkward cabinet. Now that little awkward cabinet, I have not come up with a use for that yet. I mean, I thought I was gonna use it for kid cups. I got a basket by the ice maker. I do have some random things in it. So that cabinet so far has not found its purpose. But I am glad that it's there because I feel like it will find its purpose. So we'll just see how things progress. Also, reporting in the lunch boxes that are judging me in that drawer. We have used them for 2 recent homeschool events. So they've been great, like going out, packing our lunch for the day. And many times I'll do like a picnic basket situation where I throw all the components and then I make the lunch there. I've got a lot of upper elementary kids, middle school, high school type kids, like everyone can pack a lunch. So that has worked out events wise. The actual, you know, my original idea, we would pack our homeschool lunches the night before and then the next day when we're spread out at the table, we would pull our lunch boxes, then they would be ready. That component hasn't happened yet, not saying it never will. So if we don't add that into our routine, if it's just not needed, then I'm thinking that maybe a whole dedicated drawer of lunch stuff, maybe it just doesn't need to be there. Like there's some, as I'm using it, and we've discussed this, right? As I'm using it, we're gonna see other needs that are there. I'm just thinking that could be a nice deep baking drawer. It could happen. There are baking items stored in the bottom drawer, not like flour and sugar and baking soda and stuff, but actually like cupcake pans and such. Those don't necessarily have to be in a deep drawer either. So I just think these are things that as the holidays come, as winter progresses, I'm swirling these ideas and we'll just move some things possibly around based on how I continue to see myself using this kitchen. Well, hello there, friend, future Jamerrill. I see I even got my little stool here in the background. Well, I wanted to jump in here real quick and bring you the news that the fall 2022 Super Mega Extravaganza bundle over in my Large Family Table shop. You go to shop.largefamilytable.com. Over 50 amazing mealtime sanity-saving cookbooks and products and meal planners and all the things. They are in this fantastic bundle, an over $700 value. You get all 50 plus products for over 80% off. It's an amazing deal. It's all of these cookbooks that I have done over the years, and I have 12 new products in this bundle. So if you have been wanting to get all of my Large Family Table freezer cooking packs, sheet pan dinner packs, my Make Ahead holiday mega meals to feed a crowd pack, and so much more, you can get all of those packs in the new fall 2022 bundle for less than $3 a pack. It's an amazing deal. And as the super special bonus, whenever you purchase the fall 2022 Super Mega Extravaganza pack, is you get the brand new Recession Buster Bundle triple pack, where you get my brand new special book called How to Meal Plan from Your Pantry. And it's all about building a well-stocked pantry and using what you have on hand. You also get my new Filling and Frugal Beans and Rice Dinners pack. And in addition to that, you get the Wholesome and Delicious Meatless Meals pack. So all 3 products in the brand new Recession Buster Bundle is a free special bonus. It's over a $44 value whenever you purchase the fall 2022 Super Mega Extravaganza bundle. As your special bonus, you get the over $44 value Recession Buster bundle for free. So be sure to click the first link in the description below. You will get all 18 of my big batch freezer meal packs. It's Large Family Freezer Meal Packs 1 through 18. There's breakfast freezer meal packs, lunches, dinners, so many good things. You get all 5 of my freezer cooking packs where you can make 30 freezer meals in one afternoon. There's now 5 different packs available. You get all 3 of my one for now, one for later freezer cooking packs. So much, so mega much, so super mega extravaganza. So as I said, click the first link in the description below, save over 80% now, plus get the brand new Recession Buster bundle, so helpful, including my new book, How to Meal Plan from Your Pantry, for free as your free special bonus. So just click that link in the description below and save big time for a limited time yet. So several questions about my hair. Let's have this tea. How do you keep your hair so thick? Any special products? Your braids are so chunky. How's your hair doing? Looks great as usual. Is it all your own hair or do you have extensions? Lots of good hair questions. So following my health and hair journey in 2021 with my massive 10mm kidney stone and kidney infection and off the charts E. coli and the 6 different antibiotics I was on during my 3rd trimester to try to get on top of the kidney infection that we later learned was actually a giant stone, but we couldn't find that out during pregnancy. Then my traumatic birth with Tobin, then my postpartum time with Tobin, and then my back did feel a little tweaked like many women's backs after pregnancy, so I had that kind of underlying, and then I had surgery and anesthesia, and there we were. So that from January 2021 through August 2021, there was a lot of stuff happening in my body, and then sciatic nerve after that. But as far as my hair, okay, women can have different reactions. A lot of women will have their hair thin or lose a bunch of hair when they're postpartum. I feel like I don't normally have that. However, hello, I've had a lot happen, and then all the different antibiotics and the anesthesia and the surgery and the super high E. coli infection I'd go through my body. I ended up losing, I feel like, about half of my hair in 2021. Now, and I mentioned this before, I did also have a hair color experience that did not go well. It was a misunderstanding on what I described that I wanted, and then I had to go back for them to correct it. I also had that. But that hair color experience alone, I don't think it was just that situation. I've always, done things to my hair, and I've been coloring my hair since I was 18. I used, for those of you who've asked, especially in my older videos, from the time I was 18 until I was about 37, I used L'Oreal LB01 from Walmart, did my own hair. It lifted my hair great. It was this color or even a little lighter, and I had no problems. It was like a $9 a month investment. Some months it felt like, okay, well, this $9 hurts, but this is still cheaper than going to have my hair done. I watch YouTube tutorials and I cut my own hair at home, and I manage my own hair well. By the time I was 37, so much of my hair, I think it was just a lot of stress, a lot of stressful things going on. So much of my hair was going white that the color from Walmart would no longer lift my hair or do anything. So for the last 6 years, I've had to go and have my color done. I had no issues with that I can think of, other than that summer 2021. Again, it was just so many things, so many little bombs coming my way. So also on top of all that, I had a bad hair color experience. After all of that, my hair was just continuing to fall out. It was breaking. It was just a lot. So I did a video, I believe December 2021 or November, called Mama Got Fake Hair. And I got a halo hair piece that like sat on the top of my head, and I pinned it in there. And I did try to wear that for a little bit, like 4 to 6 weeks. So having to pin hair in every day as part of my routine and like keep it in, it just doesn't fit into my, I call so many things workflows, okay? It does not fit into my mama workflow of getting myself ready to every day and such. So I had talked to several friends who had had hand-sewn hair extensions. And the first person I ever heard talk about it is our friend Angela Braniff from This Gathered Nest and from her Angela Braniff channel. At some point over the years, I had heard Angela talk about hand-sewn hair extensions, and I remember just seeing different videos, like sometimes she would have really cute short hair, and then the next video she would have really nice long hair. And so I researched those words basically. I think I messaged Angela. She is a friend of mine. I hung out with her in Florida, but she's busy. She could not give me a hair extension lesson, right? So I looked in my area, the place that had been doing my hair, that also had the mess up that they corrected. They were just getting into offering the service, and I thought, I want to go someplace that has a lot of experience. So February 2022, I went to another location, and they do specialize in hand-sewn hair extensions. If you are in the Shenandoah Valley, if you're interested, message me on Instagram or ask me in the comments and I can tell you where I go. But anyway, starting in February, I went. And so I have hand sewn hair extensions. But you know what? I'm not ashamed that I have hair extensions. My hair for most of my life up until 2021 grew out of my head, and besides the color I put on it, I could grow my hair long. I do have naturally curly hair, so I have been growing out my natural hair. And in the meantime, because I put my face before hundreds of thousands of people multiple times a week, in the meantime, I feel like it's something I'm doing for myself. I would be sad if I was looking at myself with short hair, okay? Call it vain, call it what you want. I'm just being honest with you. I don't want short hair. And in the meantime, it's just like I don't have to worry about it. If I was looking at myself with short hair, I would just be waiting for the day when my hair was grown out. So with hand sewn hair extensions, I don't have to wait. And I'll show you, let me set my tea down. So I'll show you, so here at the top, this is my hair. This is all my hair. Look at that, all my hair. And then there's different layers in here. This is my hair. This is my hair here that's growing out. This long piece is probably the extension, but that's my hair. Let me just find some of my hair for you. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in seeing my hair in the process. So yeah, so this is my hair, and this is, I feel like there might be some longer pieces. So I have a couple rows that are sewn in, and it's in layers, and it's like sandwiched between my hair. Well, hold on, let's just do hair extensions with Jamerrill. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this forward. And so then here, so we got my hair, and then I have an extension layer, okay? We have that. And so then in between, this is my hair here, and then underneath, not all that though. I thought I could grab it easier for you. They color it all the same. Whenever they do it, you know how you lovely hairstylists are, you can like blow dry it out right, and all of that. And they blow my bangs out right and everything. So I have about a week after they do it where I can just do a loose braid, and it's just been done, right? I get a lot of use out of it. And then after that, when I shower, I only wash it maybe once a week. It does not mean I don't shower more often, but you know, there's a lot going on wash-wise. I do some lovely dry shampoo that I use, and so I have to blow dry it and keep the little extension ends up here at the top dry. We'll move on to something else if learning about my hair and what I'm doing right now is not your thing, because I'm also picturing like everyone probably don't want to hear about this, but I do get this question in a lot of videos, and I get this question from a lot of women who've been struggling with their hair for health reasons, or if they got a sickness that made their hair thin or fall out. A lot of women are asking me what I've been doing with my hair. So anyway, hand sewn extensions, I have 2 rows. There are women all around this world who have hand sewn extensions for various reasons. So I'm not gonna feel any shame for it, but that's what I'm doing. So it allows me, it actually saves me time in doing my hair. And it's not like, this isn't such a great example because, I don't know, maybe this isn't such a great example because we're getting into needing a wash here. But after I wash it and then I dry it, but I don't do like the salon blow dry, okay? This is just Jamerrill getting her hair dry, blow dry. And after that, I braid it. And so then I can get several days of the braid waves, or like, you know, I wear my hair in a braid on the side a lot. That's pretty much all I'm doing with it right now. In the summer, like if I'm wearing a hat, and in the winter when I get into wearing a hat more often, I will probably do a lot more of like the 2 braids, the ponytails there. So that's what's going on with my hair. Hope that was helpful. If you are looking at extensions, you can of course buy like taped in extensions and such on Amazon. I know someone who does a lot with those pieces as well. But if you want to go have it done, just Google hand sewn extensions and the name of your area, and some places should come up. In my area, there wasn't anything too close to me, so I kind of have this big day out. I was waiting every 8 weeks, and I had them do the shadow root root, you know, so you were seeing a lot of dark here. I just don't want to do that anymore. I didn't used to do that. So we did this shadow root, and with that, I could kind of get away with going like every 7 to 8 weeks, but it just got really, really dark. So every 4 weeks I will go in, and in 4 weeks, I go back in like 2 more weeks, they'll just do my color. And then the next 4 weeks I go in, they'll take my extensions out and wash them and do whatever fluffing up that they do, and then they'll put them back in. So it's just a longer day. Like it might be 4 hours or longer whenever they're taking the extensions out. But these extensions that I purchased, I still have several, I can probably get like 6 more months or so out of these. It's just something mama's doing. Does it sometimes overwhelm you to handle such a massive amount of food all the time? So that's just where I joke that I'm broken, in that I've been handling a massive amount of food for a long time. It started to feel like a lot of food once we were a family of 5. When we had 3 kids. With 2 kids as a family of 4, that's when I just remember getting into I just think it's precious now when I look at it, but I got into like our little meal routines, and like I have to like make dinner, you know, and we have to do these things. Started learning about meal planning and budgeting my groceries even better and such. By the time we got to 3 kids, I was working full-time as a nurse on the weekends, and so I started to get into, I didn't know it was batch cooking or one for now, one for later method, but I started to stumble into that. But of course the internet in 2006 isn't what the internet is now in 2022. I didn't have any resources for it. But I was learning to, you know, go ahead, like it's, okay, I've got to go into work. It's Friday, I got to go in at 7 p.m. and work for the weekend. So Friday morning, I need to make a big meal that we can eat Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. And then I also got into during the week, like, okay, I'm making something on Tuesday. Well, if I make it double, I would have it in the freezer. So like when I get off at 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. on Monday morning, and I go home and I'm with my kids, but I'm in a stupor for the rest of the day, but Travis will be home about 4:30 to give me backup, because we've always worked tag team type schedules. If I had something in the freezer that I could have pulled out like Sunday evening, that could be Monday evening's dinner. So I learned through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to try to prep ahead just a little bit for the coming week once I got off doing those long weekend shifts. And on Fridays, I would batch cook for the weekend. So that was as a family of 5, and that was work schedule related. That was not because I had so many people to feed. I was feeding 2 adults, and the kids were 6, 3, and infant, or 7, 4, and 1. So it's not like the kids were eating a mega ton or having, you know, major seconds or thirds. But I did have to feed all 5 of us. Now Travis was working all week and working overtime during the week, and again, it was like high five out the door, you know, see you on the way out. And I also was very thankful on Mondays when I got done with my rodeo weekend 40-hour nursing shift over 3 nights. I was very thankful to just be back home with my kids for the week. So even though I was totally blasted on Mondays, it was just a big feeling of thankfulness to be home and then to have the rest of the days home with my children. So like I felt like Monday was full of thankfulness, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday was just glorious because I was just home with my young children, having our happy little early homeschool family life. And then Friday always felt like I was super thankful during the day, but it was that feeling of dread because I knew I had to be ready to be charge nurse at 7 p.m. So I knew like I was getting ready at 5. It was like that's when the bell rang, and I had to get ready, make sure everything else was ready for the weekend, and I had to go in to run that shift Saturday night. Saturday morning, I would get home. I don't even remember on the weekends what I ate. I think, actually thinking about it, I think it was a lot of like, oh, I know what I would do. I would have to get McDonald's for the ride home, and it was under 30 minutes. If you work night shift, you know. I had to eat in order to stay awake to drive home. So I would drive home, get my baby. Naomi was just a baby then, she's 16 now. She would just, you know, nurse and sleep with me and snuggle throughout most of the day. Travis would take her at different points. I would get up, eat whatever it was I had batched cooked for the weekend, and I would also take a portion into work, and that was it Saturday, and then we did it all again Sunday, and then Monday, you know, of course there was always something that would happen Sunday night. So Monday, it's not like I was getting out of there at 7 a.m. At 7:30 or 8, I might have already given the shift over to the next charge nurse, but there still could be charting and different things. It was all manual charting, no computer charting then. And so things, the stuff and things that happens in a nursing shift weekend. So back to the food. Back then is when I really felt the juggle of the batch cooking and the cooking ahead and thinking ahead and planning ahead. I was not yet at that time doing once a month grocery shopping and meal planning for the month. It was weekly shopping or bi-weekly. I did start bi-weekly before that, but you know, not always for 2 weeks at a time. But I did have that in my head. 2 weeks at a time would feel real good, because it would depend on our week. You know, I might have a week I couldn't go, so I doubled up. And then when we started to have adventures like me waking up while driving, heading for a mailbox, and cars coming, I mean, that was from a nursing shift, I just started having a lot of trouble staying awake. And I really just felt caution and felt I had several close calls. The Lord protected me. I always made it home. It's like, I can't do this anymore. And of course, that was my whole big plan. That's why I went to nursing school. I started nursing school when Jaden was 3 and Zion was just a couple-week-old baby, and it was an evening program because I had the vision for us to be a homeschool family and to homeschool these boys. I only knew the 2 boys then, right? And I made the decision to go back to nursing school so I could always have a good weekend charge nurse job, which I did. However, after a couple years of that, the waking up while driving was getting to be too much. I slowly went to PRN, and eventually I whittled it back and whittled it back and whittled it back until I was just a homeschool mom. And of course, by that point though, my grocery budget was like $250, sometimes $300 a month. And I was in the trenches of stretching every penny, because that was my trade-off. Could have worked a nursing shift. I could have had a bigger grocery budget, but I was choosing to just be totally home and put my time and energy and focus to not working as a nurse and to stretching every penny. And that's when I got into once a month grocery shopping, meal planning, cooking from scratch. All those skills started to really develop then because I was home full-time with my kids. And of course, as the story goes, at some point there, I started like, maybe I need a little hobby. Wonder what little hobby thing I could do. And I got into blogging, and then the prayer about, Lord, help me double my grocery budget from this hobby blog effort. And so many things exploding even years before YouTube. Grocery budget then wasn't a problem. Grocery budget was more than doubled. And of course, during this whole timeline, we're adding children every 2 to 3 years or so. And so number of people in the family expanded, grocery budget expanded, and we say the rest is history. So back to the question about the massive amount of food. Is it overwhelming to handle a massive amount of food all the time? You know, the things that get overwhelming is handling, you know, the filming. It makes it take longer. If I was only doing, you know, 20 freezer meals, 40 freezer meals, or if I was just making my family dinner, if I don't have to move the camera, if I'm not stopping to talk, if I'm not stopping to chat, all of those things can make, you know, 45 minutes of meal prep and feeding my family become a 3-hour filming event. It just takes a lot of time. So that's where we get back to, I've got my filming time blocks, so I'm not filming all the time. I can make a meal and have it on the table in under an hour, or we can use freezer meals, and that is to be gentle on myself. Where's your favorite place to read your Bible, like the sofa, chair, bath, etc.? So I really am liking this chair. I am, but I also like to read my Bible in bed at night. How many chickens do you have, and how many eggs do you get most days? So I'm thinking, I feel like that's always the big question for any chicken lover. So I technically have about 80 chickens right now, but 40 of them will be in the freezer as of this time tomorrow. So we are going to do our chicken butchering tomorrow. Now I am helping with that, but I do plan to have a chair. I don't plan to bend and pick up any chickens. I am the one that generally takes the head off in the cone. You may not want to talk about butchering, but after many butchering experiences, I just take it all the way off. So my goal tomorrow is that's going to be my job. We'll see back, shoulders, sitting, leg, standing, how I feel. I know the whole process. I have led and helped in every part of the process. So that's going to be my main goal. I can do that. That's an important job. Do that. They get dunked in the water. We have the yard bird plucker. We have our table set up. We have our coolers ready, and we'll just work through there. But I do plan to do as much as I can sitting, because standing for a long time I know right now would not be good for me. But I also know we probably have, 200 pounds of meat out there. It's almost November. Our weather's been okay in Virginia. We've pushed it. Really, it should have been done like 2 weeks ago, but we've had a situation. We're gonna go ahead and get it done. We have what I call our meat bird dome that we built in 2020. That's worked really well for raising the meat bird. And this year we did, what are they called? I think it's called the McMurray Big Red. It's not a Freedom Ranger, it's not a Rhode Island Red. It is one of their meat bird breeds. Pretty sure it was called the McMurray Big Red. McMurray's Big Red Broiler, this is it. It says it's McMurray's Big Red Broiler is an updated version of our old favorite, the Red Ranger. A cross produces a table-ready bird in just 12 weeks. Just like its predecessor, Murray's Big Red Broiler is a great pasture bird and excellent forager. If you want a broiler without any fuss and as fast as growing as the Cornish Cross, this is the bird for your table. Anyone who raises their own meat birds know that they have better taste than anything you buy at the store. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this is what I did, and this is what they look like, if you see that. So yeah, they're just, some of them are kind of speckled. But anyway, that's what we raised. We started with 50. I think we're butchering 40, and that's my quick counting. We've lost one here and there over the summer, and I think, so we're probably past the 12-week mark now, which is fine. You can do that. It's the Cornish Cross. Not all those make it to 12 weeks. They can have a lot of health problems. You can lose a lot of them. I've butchered, I don't know, probably 50 to 100 of those over time. But anyway, these birds, the ones we've lost, have been random. Like, well, we'll say over 15 weeks, we've lost 10. So not even consistently one a week or so, but they probably are closer to the 15-week mark, which again, it's fine. We need to get it done. So along with that, oh, they said, and how many eggs are we getting most days? So we're getting about 12 to 14 eggs. I mean, it's dark now, it's 6:47 now. It's getting darker, and we're just not getting a ton of eggs right now. That's okay. My birds usually take November and December off and start laying again in January. And then of course, by spring, they're heavily producing. But I've still never gotten to the point where I have such an overabundance that I'm water glassing eggs. I do have everything I need to water glass them. I know I can also freeze dry them, but we use the eggs. I would have to not use some of our eggs in order to preserve them. So anyway, do I have a favorite animal? I don't know. It's probably chickens. I really love chickens. Even just now, looking at the hatchery website, I was like, oh, look at those. What do you do for your me time or self-care? Well, apparently chiropractor, massage therapist, and whenever I was getting massages for my sciatic nerve, I would line that up with my chiropractor adjustment, and that is with, I have 2 different chiropractors. So that is with my 3-minute chiropractor. He's really good for getting me adjusted, getting me out of pain. I know I can pretty much walk in. I do call first. But anyway, I can get in with him and then get the deep massage. My other chiropractor is just wonderful, old school, takes 20 to 30 minutes head to toe. Just amazing. So that's not like a massage, but it's very thorough. So anyway, I like to mix it up, right? Let's see here. So me time, but really my me time is in the evening. I could read some before bed. I can get up early and also do some reading in the morning. I mean, reading is kind of my self-care, me time thing. Also going on walks. A lot of times though, I'll have kids end up on walks with me, and that's also okay too, because that's what I'm here for. How is Margaret doing? When will you breed her? So Margaret is a feisty little teenager. We have 2 different fenced in areas that we're getting ready and moving her over into. I don't know when we're breeding her. I think she'll be old enough next summer. So we've gone up, let's see, what size halter is she on? A size 4 or 5? We keep going up in halter size for her. So she's like a big puppy though. I mean, Travis, if he comes around the corner and she's at the other end of the yard, she'll come running up to him. I mean, she loves people. So that's how Margaret's doing. Did you grow up in a large family? I did not. You will have to watch my I call it my childhood origin story, but I can link that in the description below. I was an only child. Could I talk more about my livestock? So I have poultry, I have chickens, and we have some ducks. Our Gooser that we've had for several years, who's a fabulous guard goose. I would like a few more geese. I would like some guinea hens again. I don't have any of those right now. What else do I have? We have a sheep that we have raised for a couple years now. He's gonna actually go, we're gonna trade him in for some meat. You know how that works. Sometimes you take an animal and you trade it in for some meat. So we have a local butcher that we wanna try. A lot of our butchers in the area, so we like heavy farm territory, and a lot of the homegrown organic farms that we will buy a processed cow or pig from, like a lot of them book a year or more in advance. And so a lot of our processing places, like you've got to book 6 months or a year out. Local friends, local butcher that does deer processing and such, and he does like single or just a couple farm animals at a time. And so we're going to take our sheep to him and have him process those for us. And if that goes well, then we'll take pigs to him. That's kind of my plan right now. I would like to learn how to butcher pigs. I have watched butchering Kuni pig videos here on YouTube. Let me tell you a channel that I love. You know, some channels you're just like, I just love this channel. If you enjoy homesteading content, if you enjoy like learning some wisdom and some thoughts from a straight shooting fella who's raised some pigs, there's a channel called Homesteading the Hard Way. I get a kick out of it. I haven't watched him lately, but I have watched a lot of his pig videos. He doesn't even have Kuni videos, but he's got just pigs in general, livestock in general. I love the name. I love the name. He's usually got like his red party cup or a coffee cup, something. He's got some kind of beverage. He reminds me of, my husband has a friend, a car guy friend, okay? This car guy friend comes up. It's just like you're talking to the same person, only, you know, instead of talking about cars, talking about hogs. I just get a kick out of it. So look up Homesteading the Hard Way. He doesn't know who I am, but I've stumbled into some of his pig videos and such before we got our pigs, and I've enjoyed watching. So we have Kuni pig. We have successfully bred and have produced more Kuni pigs. We went with Kuni because they're smaller size pasture pig. They come from New Zealand, so I know the New Zealand viewers will appreciate that. We have some that we bought. They were Kuni and IPP, which stands for Idaho Pasture Pig, which is in the bloodline of the Idaho Pasture Pig, Kuni. Following all that? Anyway, we have Idaho Pasture Pig / the mama was an IPP, the daddy was a Kuni. We got their piglets. Those boys, that's bacon and sausage, and one of them is the one that I had to wrangle because I had not marshmallow trained one of you wonderful viewers. So listen. Okay, I'm gonna get back to the marshmallows. Please remind me, stick a pin in the marshmallows. I was answering you about the livestock. So bacon and sausage are gonna go be processed, but I don't know. I mean, they could be processed now. I was planning on waiting until next summer. They're only gonna continue to slowly get bigger. They're not causing any problems except for that one night. And that one night I was like, okay, maybe we are done with YouTube because I have had no problems, but I can't have no big problems like this. Boris the boar has been wonderful. Natasha, the mama pig, has been great. She's a great mama to her babies. And we have a whole bunch of new fencing and new fenced areas going on. We're getting ready to move them around. And I'm thinking, this isn't what you asked me, but I'm thinking they are in my 2020 garden attempt when we moved in here. Didn't really know where the shade was or how the ground was. We were just trying to do something with that time off we had. That is the general area that they have been in. And so there's 2 trees I need to have cut down. And then I'm thinking, let's talk 2023 hopes and dreams, and I'll try to do a whole video on that. But 2023 hopes and dreams is I would love to have that whole garden. I don't remember its size. I think it's about 3,000 square feet. I think I would like that all in tomatoes. I think I need a lot of tomatoes. I now have, so I had 180 pounds of tomatoes frozen that I got on sale at John Henry. And then they all of a sudden had tomatoes come back, like in the last week or 2. So I sent someone, I'm like, they have 20-pound boxes of tomatoes again for $15. please get me a bunch. So I believe we've got about another 200 pounds of tomatoes. Now the kicker is they're green. And so I've had them sitting out, and every day I go through and I pick out the ones that are turning red, and I get those in the freezer. So we should have about 380 pounds of tomatoes future coming up to work through and process. But I still don't think that's enough for, like, you know, a large family year of tomato products, because I do go through a lot of tomato products. So pigs, livestock, what else do I have? So that's how the pigs are going. Yes, we got onto tomatoes and future tomato processing events. We have Margaret the cow that we bottle fed, and just we would like to do the whole, like, have her bred and have a baby and learn things. I wanted to get another calf to be her buddy, to raise for meat that we would have processed next summer. But I just think, and even one of the kids was asking me today, and I'm like, okay, well, when I'm filming this, it's almost November. You're gonna see this in November. I'm like, I don't think we should bottle feed a calf now for the next 2 months. I think we should just butcher these birds, button up, you know, some other projects around here. We'll get another calf to bottle feed that we will raise for meat. We'll name it Cheeseburger next spring, and I guess we will raise that, what, spring, summer, fall. Some point the following winter, I guess we'll have it processed, and it'll just be a companion for Margaret in the meantime. But other animals I have here, we have our rescue pony, Durango. He was a meat market rescue. We got him October 2020, and under my mom's care and direction, he's just absolutely fantastic as far as his health. Now, he is feisty, he is spirited. I have several children taking riding lessons. He's not a pony. I mean, he probably has, you know, horse PTSD from all that he went through. So I have one teen who does all of his care, who handles him daily. Of course, my mom can work with him, but he's not one that, like, a 12-year-old could just go out and put a rope around its neck and, you know, ride him bareback. It takes my mom being ready, and she will. They'll get him all saddled up, and the kids will ride him, but they can't do anything independent with him. However, futuristically, we will probably add in, like, a nice big old Belgian or some sort of horse that, as these kids continue with their riding lessons off the farm and also here with my mom, something that, as far as actually riding, like a family horse, we can't go up and, like, snuggle Durango. My teen can. He's good. So I'm thinking through, of course we have dogs, we have cats, pig, chickens, meat bird, a sheep that's going. Goat. The goats are just for fun. We did milk during 2020 for 9 months. Got a gallon a day. That was great. We have 2 turkeys. I'm like, oh yeah, turkeys. So we got Jack Wagon, that's the dude's name, and Jacqueline, Craigslist buy. They're a heritage breed, but Jack Wagon, I knew the day we went to get the turkeys, and we're trying to, like, wrangle these turkeys and get them in the cage that we brought. And the kids, the family that we're buying them from, the kids were like, yeah, Daddy, he just don't like that Tom. He does not like that Tom. And then we got him home. Anyway, the Tom, has been appropriately named Jack Wagon, is not good with the kids at all. Not that he needs to be good with kids, but if you have an animal that you approach it and it runs to attack you, that's just not a good family farm animal. So I was hoping to have these heritage breed birds and successfully hatch our turkeys. She's laid 2 clutches of eggs. We have not had successful turkeys live from either of those hatchings. Turkeys are supposed to be very difficult. Anyway, Jack Wagon has been in exile in his own yard, and anyway, we're gonna butcher him tomorrow as well, along with the chickens. So that's our Jack Wagon attempt 2. We've raised turkeys before, we've butchered turkeys before, but again, I was trying to have, like, a heritage breeding pair, and so we'll just go again with turkeys in some configuration in 2023. See, and I'm still getting hair questions. How's your hair recovering? Do you enjoy your bought hair more now that you are used to it? So just lots of people want to know about the hair. Okay, so how do you guys have health insurance? That's a great question. So when we went full-time self-employed, that was something we had to research beforehand. We were going to buy a separate policy, but I'd had a lot of friends who use these different healthcare sharing situations and options. So when Travis took the leap to also be home full-time over a decade ago, we went with Christian Healthcare Ministries. We've been with them ever since. We've had several claims. I mean, I've had several babies with them, I guess you can say with them. We have a $500 deductible, and then whatever the situation is, we are billed as cash pay, and then, because usually there's a discount, sometimes up to 20%, I submit those to Christian Healthcare Ministries, and then they will send us a check back minus that $500 deductible, and we pay the medical bill. So that's what I've done with every baby that I've had over the last 10 years. Also, we've had, you know, a handful of emergency room visits. One time Liam was diving over a log and he got a stick almost all the way through his arm. We had some Bell's palsy earlier this summer. We've just had stuff that we've had to go to the emergency room and such for. Other things, so if we just go for regular checkups and blood work and those sort of things, we cash pay out of pocket for those, but I gather up those receipts and I can submit all of those to CHM as well, but they also cover those events, and they also handle preventative type things. So that's it, friends, for today's chatty Q&A video. There will be more coming up. You can also go ahead and leave me questions below if there's anything that you would like to hear more about that I haven't covered yet. I do still have a ton of questions that I took over a week ago on Instagram, and I'm going to continue to work through those. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye. Thanks again, friends, for watching. Be sure to click the first link in the description below to save over 80% in my limited time fall 2022 super mega extravaganza bundle, where you are saving your sanity with easy freezer cooking guides and packs and meal planning pages and grocery list and skillet dinners and holiday meals and freezable cookie dough and so much more. And you get everything in the fall 2022 super mega extravaganza bundle. Plus, you get the brand new Recession Buster bundle, and that alone is over a $44 value. You get that as a free special bonus. So click the first link in the description below, and I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Yay!